yeah. What's up, everyone?
What is up, YouTube? Woo. My Cowboys family here. We told you guys we might be back, and it's a good thing we're back because we have quite the news to discuss. We are once again in the driver's seat as the Dallas Cowboys franchise. With that said, though, take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily, hop in Discord, links down below. Let me go ahead and get right to it, guys. Before we do that, we do want to shout out the people making MCF happen here, including this surprise New Year's Eve live stream.
Yeah, I want to wish everybody a happy New Year's Eve. I hope everyone's enjoying their time right now with loved ones, family, friends, etc. as we ring in a new year. But hey, you know, we finished 2023 in a way where we get to control our own destiny for the NFC East, for the second seed, and maybe beyond. We'll talk about it here real quick. Guys, this is a quickie. We got family. We got stuff planned for our own side of things. We're not going to go live tonight. This had to be done. Breaking news, the Cowboys do control their own destiny going forward with one game left in the season. Baby, do the quick shout-outs to everybody who's representing right now because we do have a new week. It started right now. New week has begun. And we haven't finished moving everything over. We got most of the names, though, updated, baby. So let's start off with our sponsor of the week from last week, which was Mark Hovsepian, all the way from Hawaii, who gave that trophy over to Jason Renfro at the buzzer.
That's right.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And by the way, speaking of handing things over to Jason Renfro, right? Jason Renfro handed things off to Mark Hovsepian as far as the stream boss.
That's true.
They swapped places, and Skeptical Fan, the membership king of this week,
back-to-back
is handing off his crown to Jason Renfro as well.
Jason, a little mini takeover, although when it comes to the Cash App side, which, you know, Jason Renfro has 20-week domination on there overall in the world record here in MCF. But Snug X, he did it again, and he did it back-to-back. Like our 90s Cowboys, second seed could help us look a little bit like the 90s Cowboys. We'll see what happens. Snug, much love. He's got it back-to-back. He's our Cash App king. And listen, new week, so there's no leaders here. There's no one in the Cash App. There's no membership gifted yet. There's nobody on the overall board. So today starts a new week, and it goes till next Sunday. This is a bonus, though, guys. We're going to talk about it. What a big day. But real quick, though, let's hit up the chat, get some shout-outs. You guys know you can drop. The love is still dropped. We still count everything. You know how it goes here on MCF and how to drop the love with super chats, the jumping in the memberships. You got Dwayne Broussard in the membership. You got gifting membership options if you're in the membership. And, of course, the thanks button. There's 4 ways that affect the Cash App side as well.
Of course, you have the Cash App, money side, My Cowboys Family, Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, the regular PayPal link, the Streamlabs link on the screen lets you,
makes it pop up, right?
Lets you show up on screen just like a super chat.
Yes. So, as we get rolling here, guys, and again, we will do as we always do, our daily, we're live. We weren't supposed to be live today. We still give the daily shout-outs for those representing in the Star and Over Everything level membership.
So thank you very much to Skeptical Fan, Jason Renfro, Lincoln Kane, Mary Alvarez, Andy Potched, Marissa Sparkle, Dwayne Broussard, The Lunatic, and Over Everything, C. Bass.
Now, I want the shout-outs done here in a minute, but of course, why are we here? Why do we control our own destiny? Well, because today, guys, the almost unbelievable happened, which I've been telling you guys, the Cowboys all week been preparing for the 5th seed. The last 2 weeks, 5th seed. We're waiting for the 5th seed. The road, I'm telling you, the road was a way to be basically one and done at best, out of the divisional round. I'm telling you, that's what the Cowboys are going to look like on the road against good quality teams. But because the Eagles today lost, they were up 21-6. They lost to the Arizona Cardinals. Hey, the Cardinals beat us too, so we understand. But we lost in Arizona. They lost at home in Philly when they needed to really win, and that really shows a lot about Philly right now. They're downhill right now. We are, I'd say, just holding steady. So, no, not good for either team. I'm not saying we're going to win the Super Bowl, but damn, this definitely gives us a better chance to have a better streak into these playoffs and maybe make a mini run for who knows what. You never know once you get in the new season. But as a road team, and we're so bad this year in the road, so below average, that we needed to get at least a home game or two. And wait, guess what, guys? It's in our hands now. The Cardinals defeated the Philadelphia Eagles. I shouted out my brother last night. We told you we needed to bring a little bit of luck in there. Yep. We got Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor. We needed a little bit of luck to win that game yesterday. Holy shit. And now we're sitting here. And again, if we blow this against Washington, we don't deserve it. We don't deserve it now, to be honest. But We have a chance. If we blow it again, we don't deserve to make a run. We don't deserve nothing. Unless we can earn it on the road, there's no deserving here.
Forget about deserving. Everything here is about earning. So with that said, let me shout out everybody here in the chat. And then, yes, guys, we'll get into all the nitty-gritty. What does this Eagles loss actually mean for our future?
Yeah.
You know, how much are we driving in this driver's seat? And, you know, what kind of other obstacles are on this road that we face ahead, right? So, first of all, Double R, thanks for rocking with us. The one and only Ron the Don Smith.
Yeah.
Really glad to hear that. Continue to kick cancer's ass. Stay cancer-free. C. Bass, much love, saying, to all the e-girls watching, this one's for you. I'm going to be petty and relentless.
Yeah. You got to do it. But we still got to win our game, though, C. Bass. We can't be petty and relentless until we get that second fucking seed.
Retro Scotty representing, and you're saying it. We're going to touch on that, too, saying the refs admitted they missed a tripping call that happened on the offense's last drive. Not even that, but remember the tripping call that they called on Hendershot? It should have been not on us. It should have been on Detroit. The Detroit player is the one that tripped. It wasn't us.
Well, it was number 97, Aiden Hutchinson, who tripped and then pointed at Hendershot, and they called the flag a Hendershot. So the refs were shitty, right? I didn't think they were that bad, but they weren't bad in the sense of calling a lot of flags. They weren't calling like little touch flags, touch fouls. That was good, but they missed a lot of shit that definitely should have been called. They fucked up at the end. But listen, we can talk about the Detroit Lions. We're gonna do that tomorrow. But it was the Lions were trying to be too tricky, and they tricked the refs. And that's how tricky they were. That's their fault.
And
refs make mistakes, and we've blown games because of the refs, but our own fault or refs' faults. So you can't leave the hands in the refs. We always say that about our Cowboys.
There's also no guarantee that they would have made it as well, considering that because they called 70 as the eligible receiver, we covered 70. Had they called 68, we would have covered 68.
Yeah, Jordan
Lewis.
Who
knows what would have happened then?
Yeah, Jordan Lewis. After the game, he admitted that the Cowboys literally shifted to cover number 70, Dan Skipper, who was the outside offensive lineman, the sixth offensive lineman on the right side. But number 68, which is the guy they thought they were going to try to be tricky about and kind of have them both in the huddle. And, the referee assumed it was going to be number 70 because that's what they did all game. When they switched it around, they didn't have somebody to be on the outside of him to be the guy. Like, he had to be the outside guy. He couldn't be one of the five. He couldn't be the left tackle. You cannot be left tackle and eligible without a tight end on the outside of you. So there's a lot of things that went wrong there. The Lions fucked up. They're just pissy and mad because, they try to trick the refs. The refs also had a hand in messing up. The refs mess up every fucking week. They mess up our games every fucking week. So I don't want to hear no bitching about look, they got shafted, but we got shafted in multiple plays as well. That could have ended some of their last drive. Let's put it that way. So it's silly. It's stupid. Let them bitch. I don't give a fuck. We won. We got lucky. We won. And now we got even more lucky with a big upset. Bigger upset than us losing to the Cardinals or the Eagles losing to the Cardinals at home in a way where now we have full control of one game left in the season. To have possibly 2 home games in the playoffs and maybe a third to go to the Super Bowl or at San Francisco would be the only road team we'd have to face.
Yeah, so let me go ahead and keep rolling with the shout-outs here. C. Bass, much love. Of course, Snug X. He said, Eagle fans normally be in here early with their opinions.
Snug knows it. They're all here going down all the reasons why they are getting cheated. Well, today, fuck Philly. Always. Every day.
T. Green, Derek F., Cowboys Face, Thomas Garrett, the Superior Garrett, Justin Johnson, Julian Smith, Big D, Tommy Montoya, Scorpio representing, Texas Twister, stay safe out there on the road, Mackenzie 2 times, Alicia Hathaway, Sam Slop, we have Blue Vet, Devontae Alvarez, Freedom First, Tornado, let me come back down, Dustin Roberts, Talk to Sully, what's up, Motor City Man, Anthony, hello and hi, let me see, Dustin Roberts, Spot, can you save me, Karam Mawani, Tyrone Church, Darren's the CEO Davis, West Virginia Country Boy, what's up? So, kind of rolling through. Let me kind of see here. But yes, very, very surprised. I guess the Cardinals seem to have the number of the NFC East. So,
I don't know.
Dr. G is probably going to be, gloating about that one a little bit. Although I'm sure he's feeling a little bit extra salty that his victory leads to the Cowboys' victory.
He doesn't like that. He's saying go Commanders now. He just sent me a message. But he also, Bo Smith in the house, much love, who's a member here in the Navy Blue crew for 6 months. What did he say, baby, with his monthly message here?
Let's go.
Let's go. Come on, baby. We got an opportunity. We got lucky. We got a break. It's about fucking time. Now let's take advantage of this because if we lose to Washington, we deserve to fucking be one and done at best. That's just the way it is. We just gave up a chance to make a true run at number 6 if we blow it. Now, do I think we're going to win the Super Bowl? I mean, I think we have a chance if we get the second seed. A chance. I'm not saying we're going to do it. But your chances go way up when you're that second seed. Now, I do want to say, let me go through this. Some people in the chat dropping some information. And let me clear it up, make sure we got everything on the same page here. First and foremost, when it comes to our Dallas Cowboys, we can win the NFC East, which is great, right? Because remember, the Eagles, Cowboys, Washington, the Giants, no one's won back-to-back in the NFC since like 2004. And the Eagles had it right now in their hands. They blew it. So they would have been back-to-back again. But if the Cowboys win on Saturday or Sunday against Washington, the remaining game for us, we win the NFC East. And again, the streak continues about no back-to-back winners in the NFC East for like 20 years. But we can earn that number 2 seed at the same time as getting the NFC East. So NFC East is great, but it's more important to get that number 2 seed, that second seed in the NFC conference in the playoffs. So what does this mean? All right, obviously entering this final tomorrow, after these games are played, this is entering the final week of the season here. Despite the odds against the Cowboys, and I've been saying it, the Cowboys have been practicing for that 5th seed the last 2 weeks. You've heard McCarthy, Dak, and others talk about getting ready for the road games. And I'm saying, win your fucking games now. And you got yourself a chance to be put into a second seed home game in the first round against a wild card team. And then if you win that game, you get a divisional game in Dallas at home against a lesser seeded opponent. So despite the odds, the Cowboys are going to enter this final week of the regular season in week 18 with the simplest tiebreaker on how to win the NFC East and get that second seed. You got to beat the Washington Commanders on the road. That is it. And it's not going to be as easy as people may think it is, a divisional game. And they got, they had Sam Howell today looking like crap, but they're going to have Jacoby Brissett next week. And they're going to try to spoil our fun. So it's going to be a tougher game than you think out there, especially, I'm going to say, you look at the schedule, how do we do on the road? Not too fucking good. So, I mean, currently we lost the last 2 road games we've played. And really the last 3 out of our 4 road games we've lost. That's not good. So we got to win this game on the road against a division rival, Washington Commanders, who hate us. We hate them. We got to put them to bed and pretend this is a playoff game. In my mind, the Washington Commander Week 18 game is a playoff game for the Cowboys. It ain't like last year, Week 18, when we didn't have anything to play for. We lost. Who gave a fuck? This game means a lot. Mm-hmm. It means everything to me for this season. If we blow that game, well, I'll tell you what happens if we blow it. There's actually still a chance we win the 3rd seed here. But, man, so here's the deal, guys. We beat Washington next week. We get a division title. NFC's champions, and even more important, that second seed. Of course, this is all because the Eagles today lost to the Arizona Cardinals at home. 35-31, the Cardinals drove down the field, held them to a field goal. It made it 31-28 with 3.5 minutes, and the Cardinals drove down the field. In the air, mainly, and got solidified the touchdown on the ground, actually. It's funny. And once they did that, they let the Eagles have, 30 seconds, and the Eagles couldn't. They had the Hail Mary. It was picked in the end zone with no time left, and that was game. The Cowboys must send a big thank you to my brother, Dr. G here. So we all thank you, Dr. G. Where is Dr. G in here? I'm going to pop him up here because he's part of this party now. He didn't want to be. He don't like to see the Cowboys succeed, but he wanted to get a higher draft pick too, by the way. Ba-boom. My brother, Dr. G. Thank you, Cardinals. You guys gave us a good chance now to really do something more this year in the playoffs. So
yeah, no more passenger princess for us.
Yeah, so now we must control our destiny, even though it took to the last week of the fucking regular season. We're going to be in 2024 when we get to play that game. It's the biggest thing that could have happened for us with everything going on right now in every scenario. This is the most important thing we can have happen. So big thank you to my brother, Dr. G, to the Cardinals, to Kyler Murray, who I said yesterday, James Conner, these guys could still pull off a victory in Philly. I had hope. Kyler Murray is a very tricky guy. He broke some tackles today, threw some great passes, ran the ball well. James Conner ran the ball great and upset the Eagles. Huge situation here. So the Eagles now head into the final week of the regular season with a 7-4 record against NFC opponents. The Cowboys enter this week with an 8-3 opponent, 8-3 record in the conference. That's all that really matters here. A win for the Cowboys against Washington clinches us, and again, we win even if the Eagles win, guys. Even if the Eagles, they play the Giants in New York, who looking good, looking not bad. If they play the Giants and they lose, well, we don't have to even play our game. We clinch. It doesn't matter. If the Eagles lose, we clinch. If the Cowboys win, we clinch. The only way the Eagles can jump us and get that 3rd seed probably, the only way is if they beat the Giants, and then we have to lose to Washington. That's it. And if we lose to Washington, And then that would be, this guy's leg just twisted out. Oh, man, his ankle.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, so we're watching some of the games on the red zone. So we're also keeping up and stuff. But, guys, back to focusing here. Again, if the Eagles lose the last game to the Giants, they go to a 7-5 record in the NFC conference. And even if we lost, we'd go 8-4. So we still beat the Eagles in every tiebreaker. That's why we control our destiny now if we end up with the same record. And, of course, we win, Eagles lose. It doesn't matter. If we win, it doesn't matter. Eagles lose, it doesn't matter what happens with us. We can lose.
Exactly. Us winning at this point is just like a cherry on top type of thing.
It
still matters.
No, because the Eagles will probably listen. The Eagles beat the Giants. We lose. The Eagles are the number 3 seed. So it's important for us not just to win, but to win to get that second seed. So again, that's something that people miss. We cannot really get.
Tokyo said, "What happens if both teams lose?"
We are probably, unless Detroit loses too, then we are the second seed. If Detroit wins, we're the 3rd seed. But if both teams lose, the Cowboys are the division East, the NFC East champs. At worst, 3rd seed. If we both lose, and if we win, we're the 2nd seed automatically. It's not even nothing matters with Detroit. We got them in tiebreaker. Doesn't matter with Philly. We got them in tiebreaker.
Yep.
So we win. That's it. Just win our game. I don't want to rely on losing, backing in, and fucking hoping for a 3rd or 2nd. Fuck all that shit. Let's win our game. We beat Washington with a 2nd seed. Then yes, and I do want to clarify for those Niner fans that are rolling around here. Congrats to them. Not that it was a big surprise, but they had to took an extra week or two to earn it. They almost had to wait an extra week, right?
It started off with a little bit of hope.
Yeah, but look, I never really was thinking the Cowboys would get that 1st seed. The only teams that could have caught the Niners really were the Eagles, and they lost. With the Eagles' loss and the Niners' win today, which they did beat Washington by 17, the Niners clinched that 1st seed. So again, they get the home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, and Don,
they get a bye week in that 1st week in the wild card.
The Eagles also clinched last week, I believe, a playoff.
The playoffs,
spot.
yeah. Those 4 teams clinched with the Lions winning last week.
Yeah, like we said, it was just a matter of are they going to be the 2nd seed or the 5th seed? Obviously, for them now, it's seeming a little more likely it could be.
For them, it could have been the 2nd, 3rd, or 5th. For us, it cannot be the 3rd. Although now, if the Lions lose next week, we lose, and the Eagles lose. I'm sorry, if the Detroit Lions win next week and we lose and the Eagles lose, we do drop the 3rd. That would be what happens.
Mahomes just fumbled the ball too. Shout out, by the way, to Mary Alvarez.
Mary.
With a $5.
You know what this means, right? She's leading all the boards right now, taking Mark down to 81 points. What did Mary say as we enter the last day of 2023 with some great breaking news?
If we lose that number 2 seed because of loosening to Washington, then we don't deserve to be in the playoffs.
Agreed. I'd vomit on stream if that shit happens. We got to win this game. It's a playoff game.
Yeah.
A playoff game where we can go to the NFC Championship game because of the Washington game. Think about that. At home, we haven't lost. I don't care about the streak, but it doesn't carry into the playoffs. But getting games at home, we play much better at home, even against good teams. It don't matter. We came back against Seattle. We came back against the Lions. We play well. We play very well against everyone. Dallas.
Exactly. Imagine bringing the home to the NFC Championship game, and with that, obviously, the Super Bowl. Imagine bringing that through Dallas. You know what I mean? Imagine having that path have to go through Dallas in one way or the other.
Well, the only way that happens is if the Niners, they have to lose their game.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Okay. Well, what I'm trying to say is that the path goes through the first 2 rounds in Dallas.
The path to the NFC.
Oh, the champion. I thought you said Super Bowl.
And then consequently the Super Bowl.
Right. Well, that would only happen if the Niners lose. In the 2nd round, the Niners get their bye. Kind of like the way we lost to Green Bay in Dak's rookie year when we had the bye and we lost. And then Seattle got the home field advantage because they were the 2nd seed. So that's if a 1st seed loses, that'd be great, of course. We'd hope that happens. But the reality is we would win. We got to win that 1st game against a wild card team in Dallas. Exactly. Assuming we get the 2nd seed. Then we go to the divisional round. We probably play Detroit or Philly. In the 2nd round in Dallas. We got to win that game. If we win that game in Dallas, then the 3rd game, the NFC Championship game, would either be in Dallas if San Francisco loses to the other team, which would probably be Philly or Detroit, and then they would come to Dallas to play in Dallas. If San Francisco wins, we got to go on the road to San Francisco as the top 4 teams in the NFL, to have to play off in there, and they have the advantage because they're the number 1 seed, and they would have the home field advantage. We had to get a little revenge of that 42-10 loss there earlier in the year. So that's the way it lays out, only if the Cowboys beat Washington next Saturday or Sunday. They haven't announced the day yet of that game yet, the date of that game. But
exactly.
It's going to be important. It's as important as any playoff game in my mind. So we got to win this last game against the Commanders. It is the most important game of the year. And it's a game that can, again, like I said, if we get this win, it could propel us as a home team with confidence through round one, wild card, through divisional round, and maybe enough to overcome the fucking Niners, monkey on our back, so to speak, right?
Exactly.
So we got to get them off our backs, and that's the way to do it. And I don't mind doing it in San Francisco, but, there's always a chance they falter to the Eagles. Eagles come to Dallas. I'll take that, too, to go to the Super Bowl. Woo!
Look, the thing about
we got to win our games.
I was just about to say, the thing about football is it's not like any other sport. There's no best of 7 here, right?
It's one shot.
One and done. You got one shot, one opportunity.
Sound like Eminem, baby.
Hey, mom's spaghetti. But yeah, so honestly, let me kind of hand things off back to you. I know you still have a few
just real
things
quick.
to
just a couple things I wanted to mention.
This is a quick little,
it's a quickie, guys.
Quickie.
So make sure you get your thoughts in. You can drop your love. We're kicking a new week off here in MCF, and this is a big week. This is the biggest week of the season. Let me just put it real for you guys. So heading into the Cowboys officially, no matter what happens the rest of today, I don't even care what happens in the rest of football today. The fact that the Cowboys now control their own destiny is probably very surprising for the Cowboys coaching staff and players because they were getting ready for a bunch of road games. And I kept saying, well, that's a loser mentality. Now the Cowboys have to be ready to win a huge game in Washington because we have a chance to get 2 home games here if we win our games in the playoffs at home. So the Cowboys started the season 1-2. Remember that? Mm-hmm. We were 1-2 against NFC opponents. The Eagles started 6-0. You know what I'm saying? Against NFC conference teams. And the fact that we've caught them being down 6-0, we were 1-2 after 3 games, and after 6 games they were 6-0. When it came to the conference games, that's the tiebreaker we're talking about here. That's a tiebreaker we win now. We came back, and it's a big collapse, you can say, for the fucking Eagles. I'm sorry. The Eagles have lost 4 of their last 5 games. And they're definitely on a downward trajectory. I will say also this, the Cardinals. This win not only affects the Cowboys, of course, in the NFC East divisional race, but also number 1 seed now because the Eagles lost. Now the Niners clinched the number 1 seed in the NFC conference for the playoffs. And, of course, it's that number 2 seed, which to me is much more important than the NFC East champions. Whoop-de-fucking-do. I don't want a T-shirt that says NFC East champion. I want a T-shirt that says Super Bowl fucking champion.
I agree.
Again, the Cowboys, by that lucky win, whatever you see at the bottom, you see 2019, we won. Fuck the Lions. But because of that win, we secure a tiebreaker head-to-head against Detroit for the 2nd seed. We secure, again, if we win against Washington, we secure, of course, if we beat Washington, we win the East, which means we beat a tiebreaker against the Eagles because of the conference record. So head-to-head, we beat the Lions in a tie if we win our game. Head-to-head, we beat the Eagles. No, we tie the Eagles head-to-head. We win all the way down to the conference tiebreaker. So, again, getting the chance for this team, our Cowboys, by the way, big thanks to my brother, Dr. G, and his Cardinals for doing the thing here and really giving us a chance to
We'll have to send him a box of cigars or something.
For sure. He loves the cigars after they win, which is rare. But this is the one I hope he pops open the cigar and smokes it for the Cowboys because given the chance for the Cowboys to have multiple playoff home games, wild card round, divisional round, and we win, we get into the NFC Championship. That's how important this shit is. The chance for the Cowboys to go to basically back-to-back multiple playoff games if we win our games. Mm-hmm. We've won 16 in a row at AT&T Stadium after last night. We're 8-0 this fucking year. I know it means that, hey, you know what? We're due to lose a game now. Fuck that shit. This is our best chance to win. Fuck the road stuff. This is our best chance to win. I don't care about the record. And, we got to go 10 wins in a row this year at home. Well, so be it. Who's bitching about that? Not me. So Cowboys got to keep winning at home, and we got to get the fans out there. If we secure that 2nd seed against Washington next week, we better have a loud fucking stadium for at least that wild card game, the divisional round game, and hey, you never know. We travel for the road game, even if it's San Francisco. Or it might be in Dallas. You never fucking know. Cowboys, you got to remember, beat 6 of our 8 opponents at home, including playoff teams like the Rams and the Eagles, by at least 20 points or more. The only team we didn't beat by that much, you can say, of course, was this game by 1. And then the Seattle game a couple weeks ago, which we won, came back 41-37 or 41-36. We beat them by 6 or 7 points. But the point is, the Cowboys play better at home against shitty teams, play better at home against good teams, can come back much easier against, good teams, and again, always have a chance at home against the best teams. So that's how important this fucking loss is for the Dallas Cowboys. The Eagles loss to the Cardinals, how important it is for this team.
And a small, tiny little kind of fun fact, just because, the NFC East, I've always said, is the most competitive division. And the stats back me up, guys, because the current 18-season streak of having no repeat champs in the NFC East is the longest of not just any division in the NFL, but the longest such streak in any division across the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, and the MLB.
And
so that means in pretty much every major sport, there has not been 18 consecutive years of having different champions for each division, however each sport defines that.
Right, for that division.
Exactly.
To have back-to-back winner, they've done it at least once in 18 years.
Exactly. Not 18 years straight of a new person basically taking that over and then rinse.
But just so we know, it all changes. If the Cowboys blow the game to the Washington Commanders and then the Eagles win their game, well, then the Eagles back-to-back it, and there goes that streak is out the window. They back-to-backed it last year and this year. As things, look, here's the thing, guys. Again, I wanted to reiterate, as things currently stand, the Cowboys would have a rematch right now. If the season ended right now, the Seahawks are winning 14-10 against the Steelers, but the Seahawks would be our opponent. It would be a rematch of that Seattle game, which was a close, thrilling game. We had to come back. And, we won 41-35 in AT&T Stadium, but that would be the wild card round. Seattle at Dallas if it ended right now this moment with us with the second seed. So keep that in mind. Remember, guys, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who did not clinch the division, they lost to the Saints today. They would be the fourth seed. They would be the team that the Eagles have to the Eagles have to play on the road now. But it's also between them and the Saints. So either the Saints or the Bucs would be the Eagles' first-round opponent if we win our game against Washington. Eagles have to be on the road the rest of the fucking playoffs. You understand how important it is? Now we're flipping spots here. So as things currently stand, we would have a rematch between the Cowboys and Seahawks at AT&T Stadium in the wild card round, which we beat them a couple weeks ago, 41-35. But this win by the Cardinals, let me just tell you how big of an upset this is. This is their largest upset on the road. To get a win on the road since 2009, when they were in the Super Bowl. Well, that's their fifth largest upset in the Super Bowl era since 1966. The Eagles were 12.5-point favorites. 12.5-point favorites. And the Jimmy Johnson curse, baby. I don't know. Who fucking knows? I'll take it. Number one, guys, when it comes to Washington, remember, we cannot overlook the Washington Commanders, especially on the road. It's a divisional game.
I agree.
Divisional road games are very tricky. Be careful. Also, every single opponent the Cowboys will face prior to a Super Bowl possibility would be a rematch from this year.
And a lot of those rematches, unfortunately, ended in L's for us at one point or another.
Yeah, but at home, we won all of them.
True.
Detroit, Seattle, Philly, all these teams. The Rams, we beat all these teams in Dallas. So that's how important this fucking second seed is, guys. You feel me? And if we do win our home games in the playoffs, in the wild card game, we win the home game against Seattle, let's just say, assume. We go to the second round, we beat Detroit or the Eagles in the second round, in the divisional round, we won't have to travel to a conference championship, if at all. We have to go to San Francisco if they win their game. If they don't, if they lose to Detroit, the Rams, the Eagles, who the fuck ever. If they lose that game, the next seed is us. We're the home team. We are now the home team for the rest of the playoffs until the Super Bowl, of course. So that's how important this second fucking seed is for the Cowboys, for our season, and beyond.
As you can see, you never know the team that's going to show up, which I know. I'm reading the chat. I'm not the only one feeling it, too. It's that kind of anxious, nervous, holy shit, Cowboys, please don't fuck this up energy that we're all kind of just hanging off the edge of our seats. And again, history does show us that, I don't know, we might be sitting on this couch a little longer. But there is one difference here. One big difference. That hasn't been around for the last, let's say, 20-ish years, right? Because I do believe there was a curse broken. The Cowboys have never been this lucky in their entire history I've been watching. It
started literally after halftime. The luck started for us.
Never, ever, ever. So
I don't believe in the curse.
I'm not. Yeah,
but I feel it.
I don't believe in the curse, but I do feel No, 10 pounds lighter, just from that, right? Jimmy Johnson's hair is protecting us all, enveloped in his warm embrace.
That's why Emmitt Smith yesterday was combing it down. By the way, the Seattle Seahawks are now losing against the Pittsburgh Steelers, which would probably change things and make like the Vikings would play us or something, or the Rams would play us in Dallas. Again, the Rams aren't that scary if you watch them today against the Giants. So we got to win our home games, and we played both these teams already this year at home.
Yep.
We beat them both already at home. So I'm just saying, but right now, Steelers are up 16-14 with a minute and a half in the second quarter over the Seattle Seahawks. That's the important thing here, because that could be our opponent, in the wild card round in Dallas if we're the second seed in the East.
So with that, exactly, good juju, good energy, right? Real J. Prue. So with that said, baby, I don't know if we have any more little things to touch on.
I do want to hit up the chat, get some comments from the chat, and I'll answer some questions or thoughts or whatever.
So yeah, so I kind of touched on the last ones, which is the whole, that kind of feeling of, man, the Cowboys have me nervous, McCarthy has me nervous, can't believe it, right? I know Talk to Sully was making, saying McCarthy gets another home game. Wow. Again, yeah. More than anyone, maybe McCarthy's feeling the happiest about this, considering that he's the one whose seat is maybe the warmest, all things considered. And, we apparently do have 2 offensive playbooks, and the best one is the one that's at home. So, yeah. Yeah,
I mean, I would touch on, Sully, again, I agree. McCarthy just gets Cooks involved. Brandon Cooks gets involved at home. We have... the team plays cleaner overall at home, and no matter if they're a good team or not. McCarthy coaches better at home, although yesterday was some fuckery. So he's got to still get his shit straight. But at home, overall, we know one thing. We play better at home.
Oh, yeah.
On the road, we play worse, and, against a tougher team, it's going to look uglier. We got our best chance. Our best chance. I'm not saying we're going to win anything, but our best chance is through AT&T Stadium.
Another little kind of ha-ha, not very ha-ha funny side note. Guess who went back home to, by the way, surprise drug test. I'll give you 3 seconds to guess. CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, CeeDee Lamb. So he literally went home and had a drug test.
He went to the
locker, right?
Yeah. When CeeDee Lamb walked into the locker room, he had a note from the NFL that said,
"We got to drug test you.
It's time for your drug test here." I mean, they always pick the big games for them to pick players for drug tests.
I know. And look, on one hand, I kind of get it in the sense that, one, as we head into the playoffs, et cetera, the NFL is probably dotting their I's and crossing their T's and making sure that they don't have any kind of, this man was actually on steroids controversy when you're talking playoff and NFC, AFC championship, Super Bowl shit, okay? I get it. On the other hand, you dumb motherfuckers, you didn't even give him the chance to take a piss after the game.
That's the whole point. They want to see if he's taking superhuman, steroids. The point here is, after the game, CD took a picture of the note by the NFL saying, quote, "You have been selected by the NFL drug testing program's independent administrator to complete a performance-enhancing substance test today. Please report to the drug testing area ASAP to meet with the doping control officer and discuss the testing process." So, again, CeeDee Lamb setting single-season franchise records for the Dallas Cowboys, multiple records, from Michael Irvin, the receptions, most receptions in a season, and that's 16 games, just like Michael Irvin did. Receiving yards, that's like right now, it's just like Michael Irvin did in 16 games. He had 13 catches, CeeDee Lamb, for 227 yards, a touchdown, and a 92-yard, of course, crazy play by Dak really creating it, and CeeDee Lamb ending it. And because he had such a great game, setting all these records and season records for the Cowboys, franchise records, NFL decided to say, "Hey, you know what? Let's drug test you."
You gotta be on something if you're out there putting up Michael Irvin numbers. No, he's just that good.
I
hope.
He's number 2 in the NFL behind Tyreek Hill when it comes to the best receiver. And the Dolphins didn't do that much today, so I'm not saying he's going to catch him. What I'm saying, I understand. Now, it's close. It's close, though.
Double R with an interesting opinion. He's saying, my opinion, if the Cowboys make it to the 50-yard line anytime and it's a 4th and long, just try to kick the field goal. Just saying.
So you're saying just go with Brandon Aubrey? Because, again, I'm not saying...
I think it depends on when in the game it is, if that makes sense.
You don't want to... If he I'm not saying... Listen, he hasn't missed all year. You know they're going to say, too, we haven't lost at home all year. He hasn't missed all year.
Yeah, I feel like they're setting us up to jinx us, right?
We're going to lose at home because of a missed field goal. My point is that I don't want to let it hinge on that. I don't want to say 50 yards is going to kick it because you're giving the ball to the other team at this 7 yards farther back when you're snapping the ball at, and that's that's too much of a chance. If it depends, it really depends. Game winner, yes.
Skipper should be drug tested. So talk to Sully saying that Tyler Smith tore his plantar fascia muscle. So again, as far as we know, it is not torn. The last report that we heard straight from Tyler Smith was that he injured it and that he's going to be further evaluated this week to see what's going on with it. But there's no confirmation that it's torn. He was questionable to return.
Maybe. I mean, that's why we got to check the stuff. That's not true, actually. According to Ian Rappaport, standout guard Tyler Smith completely tore the plantar fascia in his foot.
Shit.
Yeah, baby. You gotta.
Okay, so that's breaking news.
Not really. It was 6 hours ago. The status is to be determined, though. Going forward, he'll be fine long term. So again, this is where he's still considered a week to week for Tyler Smith. This is very important here. And again, I didn't even see that until I wasn't even thinking about that right now.
All right, so then I apologize. Thank you for that, but don't yell at me because you didn't even know.
I'm not yelling at you, but I'm not gonna say something I don't know. That's what I'm trying to say. So he suffered a full tear in his plantar fasciitis, and again, plantar fasciitis. And again, it was in his left foot. It does mean that he's, of course, day to day, he's with an injury. But believe it or not, it doesn't mean he's going to miss any significant time.
Yeah, remember, we've had
like
other
you said,
players,
after the game, he felt fine.
Yeah, and not just one. He was questionable to return. They were still kind of working him out on the sideline or whatever. Obviously, they chose to hold him back. But remember, we've had other players, Amari Cooper, that have had serious plantar fasciitis injuries and still managed to play through them to some capacity. Now, what does this actually mean, though? Even if we have him, he probably won't have the same power or get off. So no matter what, it's still going to be a less able Tyler Smith.
A lesser Tyler Smith. But they said here that it's better than a partially torn situation.
Yeah, we've talked about this before too. When it comes to ligaments, a little tear is almost worse than a full tear, just because I think of it like a clean break versus a not clean break on a bone, right? Yeah. It just tends to set and heal faster, so there's obviously a chance that, his recovery will go much smoother. But
a lot of people are saying his play has gotten a little bit... His play has dipped some in the last couple of weeks. Some people are saying because of this injury. But it was partially torn, I think, already. And I think this is a full tear, which is kind of... It happened. He's gonna have to miss his Washington game, but the good news is he'll probably be back for the playoffs. He's week to week. He might miss this game. He might not. I don't know. I don't think the Cowboys are gonna push him for this one.
I think if I'm the Dallas Cowboys, the problem is you can't just say, "Oh, this is a game where we can take it easy and chill." We have a lot more on the line in this game, but we have an entire week of TJ Bass and the rest of the team kind of figuring out what to do in Tyler Smith's place. And let's be real. We do need Tyler Smith more for whatever playoff run we're trying to do. The best thing we can do is give him a week, 2 weeks, to fully rest up, let that fascia start to knit together again, and bring him back at home, instead of possibly having him get into a situation where he's more banged up and sore after this week's upcoming game, and then when we bring him at home, he's not able to provide us the type of full performance.
But without him, we don't have a home game anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
the thing is that we're still and if I'm McCarthy, we're still in the playoffs. I hate to be that person, but that matters more than even trying to clinch.
I disagree.
The second, I'm not saying I agree with it or not. I'm just saying that this is obviously the mindset McCarthy has based on the way that we've been playing the games the last few weeks since we clinched.
Since we clinched the playoff spot, I think that this is the season for the Cowboys. If we don't beat the Washington Commanders, if we lose the Commanders and the Eagles beat the Giants, not only do we not deserve it, but we are going to get knocked out in the first round with or without Tyler Smith. So what I'm trying to say is, if there's any way he can play, and it's not going to make the injury worse, and he's better than TJ Bass, I play Tyler Smith. I said it. This is a playoff game.
Bass did pretty solid, all things considered.
And that's what I wanted to mention, too. Tyler Smith played 39 snaps last night before he left with the injury. TJ Bass took over the final 26 offensive snaps.
So he played almost half the game.
Yeah, he didn't do bad. So, again, a whole week, like you said, of practicing with TJ Bass in there might be the best bet. If they're both in there, and obviously TJ Bass can handle it, and obviously Tyler Smith will be too much pain, or maybe he doesn't have that push-off, that strength. Yeah. Of course, you put TJ Bass in, but if he doing better than TJ Bass, you know what? I might just put Tyler Smith in there.
Well, I'm going to also throw out there, you've mentioned this a few times, but it's not like Detroit had a D-line, that's like weak or paltry or low level. Like, he held his own against some pretty tough matchups, all things considered. So,
especially against the run, I agree.
And shout out to, right to say it, but shout out to McCarthy for adjusting our offensive scheme just a little bit and giving a little bit of extra help. Not every single play, but more plays than not. Giving a little extra help there blocking, because there were at least 2 to 3 plays. And on one of them, it was one of the big bomb plays that was really good. Maybe one of the Brandon Cooks passes or something. But one of the successful ones where Tony Pollard
picked up the block.
Otherwise, Dak, we would have seen his teeth scattered across the field, guys. There was no stopping it. There was no doing anything about it. And it was like such a last second, like, I got you, move. Whew, man, I swear I regained 5 years of my life watching Dak not get hit there. And, I know Ferguson, too, picked up a really tremendous block at another point that got us a critical play. I know it was towards the end of the game. I can't recall every specific, but I have to give a little bit of credit there just because, last time we did not see those same types of adjustments.
Yeah,
so,
and look, I think here's the thing with Tyler Smith. I think TJ Bass can hold it down first. We'll talk about Washington starting tomorrow, of course, but we'll do the recap and a little first look at Washington. But I'm going to say this about Washington. Their defensive line has been one of their strengths in the last 4 or 5 years. But half those guys are gone. Remember, they traded away Montez Sweat. They traded away Chase Young.
I also think
they got rid of some of those guys.
Unfortunately, a really serious injury, too, in this past game they just played. I can't remember who it was, but I know someone got carted off, I think.
Yeah, they lost. The Washington Commanders have not just lost them by injury, but lost them by trade. They lost a lot of that power they had in the interior, so that's a help for TJ Bass playing that left guard spot if he has to do it one more week. So, again, a lot of things to discuss this week. We'll talk about it here, guys. We'll talk more about the Lion game recap tomorrow, along with the first look at Washington and the Commanders. Expect Jacoby Brissett as the quarterback. So
I want to read these last 2 little comments.
Hit up some comments, shout-outs. We're out of here, guys. A 45-minute to an hour stream. A little bonus New Year's Eve stream for the family.
There you go. Snugget said, let's see what those Eagle fans have to say. Bueller.
I think they're saying Hurts.
Yeah, I was going to say, all I hear is could you hear tumbleweeds? Can you hear them? Anyway, House Nelson also threw out there.
Jalen Hurts. I was going to say Jalen Hurts day off. Hopefully that happens next weekend once they get knocked out of the playoffs.
The House Nelson said, I'm dumb enough to wonder why they can't just use that new cutting-edge surgery that Rodgers got on his Achilles on other torn ligaments. I am not a doctor, so I am not sure. But I do know, usually whenever a player has surgery, unless it's like a very minor laparoscopic procedure, it does mean missing a little bit of time. So, even if the surgery was somehow like super successful or whatever, it might mean missing Tyler Smith for let's say like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, that's
just
the playoffs.
Baseline, right? Like, yeah.
You want to play Tyler Smith, you have to let him play on that injury because it's not going to be made worse. It's already all the way torn. They'll treat it, they'll rehab it as best they can, and go from there until it has to fully heal over the offseason.
Exactly.
And get surgery on that.
And, I'm sure the Cowboys have the best narcotics on hand to get us through or something. So, give our man some weed. Or maybe not after the Rashawn Evans thing.
How about give him whatever he needs?
Real Jeffrey said, I'm not worried about the football team. Yeah, neither am I. Or at least not as worried. Just, again, I'm more worried about ourselves. Yeah. We are the shoot ourselves in the foot type of team. So it's not so much what Washington's going to bring against us as much as what are we bringing on the road to Washington.
What are we leaving behind is the problem when we go to Washington.
Hopefully not our offensive playbook. With that said,
we get a W.
Let me go ahead. Keep hitting up the final shout-outs here in the chat. Again, thank you to everybody here joining us. Appreciate you all. Take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit the bell. Follow us anywhere and everywhere on social media. Hop in the Discord links down below. The House Nelson, Double R, Real J. Prue, Snug X, Scorpio, Chris Plumage, Tommy Montoya. Let me see, who else? Talk to Sully, JJ Blues, Mary Alvarez. Let me see, Aztec Aguilar 04. On the back, of course, we're on the Don Smith, GM, James Herr, We Dem Boys, Dustin R, Don Oliver, Tokyo, Daniel Barry, Andy Potch, Justin D, Bo Smith, Cowboy Carlos, all of you guys, again, thank you so much. Resin, rolling through here. All of you guys, thanks for hanging with us. Enjoy the end of 2023, hopefully ending on a high note. Let's keep going on a high note.
Yeah, hopefully we brought you some nice news here to end the year with here.
Yes,
but the
make sure
season,
to be safe tonight too.
But be very safe out there, guys. A lot of people crazy driving out there. But the point is, we ended the year here positively. Let's hope that we can, take this gift that's been handed to us after Christmas and do something with it. You know what I mean? Also, I want to shout out, very special shout out to the only drop of the night, but kicking off the week here, the last drop, it looks like, of My Cowboys Family, we'll put it that way, of 2023 from Mary Alvarez, who takes the lead on the overall board. Much love to you with the 5 on it.
Woo.
And Marco Sepian, 81 points on the Stream Boss. He's a sponsor of the week from last week. That's been passed over to the Mr. Jason Renfro. They just exchanged spots. Jason had the Stream Boss. Now Mark has it. Mark had the sponsor of the week. Tomorrow will be officially in Jason's hands. Much love to Jason Renfro, who also took away another streak, a 2-week streak, by Skeptical Fan as their membership gifting champion, the king. Now Mr. Jason Renfro is the king of the membership gifting board, but currently it is at 0 because we have a new week and no one gifted yet. So that's where we're at on that side. Of course, don't forget the Cash App King. Much love to the Cash App King, and you know why he's here. It's Mr. SnugX, and he's done it back-to-back weeks. Last week, now he's going to kick it off this week. You know why he's here. He's repping that star right over everything. And like I said, the overall board currently is Mary Alvarez running things because she's the only one that dropped so far. Kicking off a new week, started this stream with a breaking stream, breaking news to end 2023 with some real great news, as best as we can end it with. Hey, we control our own destiny with 1 game to go. We win. We're the 2nd seed. If we keep winning in the playoffs, we're guaranteed 2 home playoff games, at least, maybe 3, or maybe a road game in San Francisco for the Super Bowl. That's the best we could have asked for after this up and down fucking year for 2023. We're gonna leave this as a great omen. Thank goodness Jerry Jones finally put Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor. We pulled out the win of the second half with just pure luck. And hey, the Cardinals upset, one of the biggest upsets of the year. The Cardinals upsetting the Eagles. Gave the Niners the 1st seed, but it gave us the chance to control our chances to get that 2nd seed and win the NFC East. That's what matters. Getting that 2nd seed because we want to get that 6. Fuck the NFC East. We want to get that 6 and beyond. And the way you do that is not through the 5th seed on the road. It's in the 2nd seed, gives you a much bigger chance. We just got to maybe have to beat a damn good San Fran team on the road to get there to the Super Bowl. We'll see what happens. I'm excited. You're excited. In 2024, you never know. Maybe the streak ends.
And Drums and Cowboys, that's exactly what it means. Everyone, other than San Francisco, everyone else has to come to our house.
If we beat Washington, everybody comes to Dallas, unless it's San Francisco. And then, of course, if we get to the Super Bowl, well, we all meet there. Yeah. So, but again,
see you at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that is the best we could have asked for it. If the Eagles can go to San Francisco and upset them. The Lions could go to San Francisco, upset them. Then guess what? Those teams are coming to Dallas, baby, if we get our 2 wins in the playoffs. So this Washington game is the most important game of the season. I said it, and every game from here on out is the most important game of the season. This is our season. We get a 5th seed. We might win a road game. I mean, that's probably it. Maybe. I mean, we'll be using exerting all our forces and injured guys and everything in these first 2 road games. You never know about the weather. My point is, we get 2 home games, we know the weather. We get the 2 home games, we know the stadium, we know the situation. We are undefeated. We are very good at home. That changes everything. So this is a big change today. Breaking news. I hope you guys absorb it all in and enjoy this final day of the year with your loved ones, friends, family, with a big smile.
Cowboys.
Yeah, and your Cowboys and the Cowboy family here, but enjoying it with a big smile on your face. Everyone truly stay safe out there. Drive safely if you're going to parties. We'll be rocking with family here. We'll be staying safe, and we'll see you back here next year on My Cowboys Family. Baby, let them know why we do this each and every day here at My Cowboys Family.
It's that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything.
Yeah. You know it. Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly. No matter what, 6.5 years officially now here on YouTube. Officially, no matter what happens, we rep that star over everything. And of course, here on this channel, here on My Cowboys Family, never forget the number one thing here, now, and forever. As always, go Cowboys! Let's get that 6 and beyond, God damn it. Thank you all for rocking with us in the chat, dropping your knowledge all night long, all night. And of course, hit that like button if you haven't yet, the subscribe button if you're new. Keep growing the channel. notification bell so you know I'm going live, and all that good stuff. On Twitter at MyCowboysFamily, you know. Anyways, baby. Whew. Everyone dropping their knowledge in the chat. We appreciate your thoughts. I hope we can answer your question. If you have any comments or thoughts, post them in the comment section. I'll try to hit them up if I haven't answered that already. And, of course, we'll talk about this much more tomorrow, starting officially a new week and breaking down this Lions game and breaking down the Washington upcoming game. This is our season. Everything lies in this Washington Commander game, in my opinion. So, guys, thank you for your drops of knowledge in the chat. Truly appreciate. Mary Alvarez says, drops of love from above. And everybody's drops for this past week from above. Can't do this without your guys' love and support. But now it is time for 2023 for us here at My Cowboys Family to shut it down and be back next year, tomorrow, for some more MCF goodies and discussion, talk, info, and updates, baby. Before we can relock and reload and finish off this 2023 year and start off a new one tomorrow, new year tomorrow. What do we got to do here at My Cowboys Family before we drop out for 2023?
We got to drop the beat.
Oh, yeah. 2023 is in the books, guys. I hope 2024, one heck of an ending, and I hope 2024 is even better, baby.
I think it will be.
Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. I'm excited. You're excited. We'll be back tomorrow talking about this in 2024. Until then, though, guys, again, stay safe. Have a good end of the year with your family and friends, and we'll see you back here once again. The family, we'll be back here. The family will be all back and gathered here tomorrow night on Monday night, 2024, as we explore what we got to do to defeat the Washington Commanders and advance into that second seed in the playoffs. That's what matters now, right here in MCF. The breaking news is what matters, and that is the Cowboys control their own destiny for the NFC East, for the NFC Conference second seed in the playoffs. Home field against everybody except the Niners in the playoffs. Huge news, baby. You know the deal. Carpa Omnia, or whatever the fuck, sees everything. It's time, Dallas. You talk the talk. Now it's time to walk the walk. Sees everything. Every motherfucking thing. Speaking of motherfucking, much love to everybody here. My Cowboys Family, MCF. You know what it's always about. That navy blue, that silver too, that star for everything. Here on MCF, here on My Cowboys Family. Never forget the number one thing on our channel. Much love to all of you out there, even the haters. Appreciate everybody here with us. Hitting that like, hitting that subscribe button, growing the channel, hitting that notification bell. Follow us on Twitter or X at My Cowboys Family, and of course, Discord. We'll see you all back here tomorrow for a new year. Stay safe, everyone, and Happy New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's. Peace out, and never, ever forget, Go Cowboys!
Monk on the beat.